This is echoes carved by the ancestors. The petroglyphs in this image ignite the imagination, inspiring the vibrant interpretation behind today's story.
Long before the desert roads were forgotten, before the stones cracked beneath centuries of sun, two tribes lived on opposite sides of the dry river valley. One tribe followed the mountains. One tribe followed the water. Between them stood a dark stone boulder marked with signs older than memory, a great serpent, a dividing line, circles of sun and moon, crosses of the four directions, and a woven basket shape filled with tiny marks like seeds. The elders called it the mark of the travelers. They said whoever understood the stone would know where life began, where war ended, and where the last path led. Among the river people lived a young woman named Iana. She was known for weaving baskets, so tightly they could hold water. Among the mountain people lived a young hunter named Tahu. He was known for reading tracks after wind had nearly erased them. Their tribes were enemies. But Iana and Tahu met in secret at the marked stone. At first, they came only to trade words, then songs, then promises. They believed the serpent carved into the rock was not a warning, but a road, a path of water, leading far beyond the desert. But the elders saw only division. The long line carved to the panel became a symbol of separation. The circles became claims of season and territory. The crosses became boundary marks. Even the basket shape, once a sign of shared abundance, became a reminder of who owned the harvest. Then the rains failed. Spring sank into mud. Corn withered. Hunters returned empty-handed. Each tribe blamed the other. One night, beneath a red moon, warriors crossed a valley. Fire rose where songs once lived. Families fled through smoke. The sacred baskets burned. The old water shrines were broken. By dawn, the valley was silent except for ash drifting across stone. Iana searched the ruins of her people. Tahu searched the ruins of his. They found no one alive, only each other. The two lovers stood before the mark of the travelers, covered in dust, grief, and the last light of the broken world. Iana touched the carved basket. "All that fed us is gone," she whispered. Tahu touched the serpent. "Then we follow what still moves." They gathered what little remained, a water gourd, a woven pouch of seeds, a shell necklace of an ancient trade route, and one sharp stone blade. Then they followed the direction of the serpent's body, westward through dry washes and burning sand. For many days they walked. The desert tested them. The sun became a white fire. The moon became their guide. At night, Tahu followed stars shaped like the crosses on the stone. Iana counted the moon's curve like the crescent carved near the serpent. At last, the desert changed. The air grew heavy. The wind smelled of salt. They climbed one final ridge and saw something neither tribe had ever truly known. The ocean. It moved like the great serpent made endless. It breathed. It shimmered. It swallowed the sun and returned it in gold. Iana wept, not from sorrow alone, but because the stone had told the truth. The serpent had never been only a snake. It was water, travel, survival, and farewell. Tahu took her hand. Behind them lay the Valley of War. Before them lay a world without tribal lines. They walked into the waves together, not to die, but to leave the old hatred behind. The ocean closed around their ankles, then their knees, washing ash from their skin. Iana opened her pouch and released the last seeds into the tide. Tahu placed a stone blade beneath the water. No weapons, no borders, only memory. Years later, travelers found a marked boulder in the desert. They saw the serpent, the line, the circles, the crosses, the small human figure, and the woven basket shape. Some said it was a map. Some said it was a warning. Some said it told of two survivors who carried the last breath of two nations westward until the desert became sea. But the old stone never explained itself. It only remained beneath the sun, holding the tragedy, the love, and the final journey of Iana and Tahu. And those who looked closely could still see it. The serpent path, the divided world, the basket of lost people, and the mark of two travelers who chose love after war had taken everything else.
Thank you for listening to Echoes Carved by the Ancestors. This has been an interpretation of the petroglyph from the American Southwest. This petroglyph panel is most likely associated with southwestern Native American desert cultures, possibly Hohokam, Patayan, Mojave, or related groups. The serpent may symbolize water, renewal, or spiritual power, while the circles, crosses, dividing line, human figure, and basket-like form suggest themes of seasons, direction, ceremony, survival, and community abundance. As with most prehistoric rock art, the true meaning is unknown, but archaeologists often interpret the symbols through recurring themes. To hear more stories from the ancestors, choose another story, explore one of our playlists, or subscribe to our channel using the links on your screen.